Hello, welcome to another V's Cards video. My name is Veronika Čuić. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in Australia. In this video, we're going to do an easy tag punch art card, and you'll get a bonus card too. I hope this video inspires you to recycle or reuse your cardboard, something that you have at home. So this is a nice money-saving project where you're using what you already have. So keep your eyes open for some beautiful colours and textures on the back of packaging. Using my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, I have die cut the tag shape, and I'm going to now create the punch art. First up, we're making a bumblebee. I've roughly measured the height of the beetle in the beetle punch, and then I've cut out the width of that basic black card so that I'm able to correctly punch the beetle without too much paper wastage. I'm sliding my card on the left of the punch because that's where the beetle shape is. If I slid it in on the right side, then I'd be wasting paper because I'd be punching out the wing as well as the body, and that's what I don't want to do to save on card. When cutting out the yellow strips, I suggest doing it for a 1/4 inch thickness, or at the most 1 centimetre in thickness, so that you could fit at least 3 stripes along the beetle, which is going to be a bee. I'm doing a mini production line here now, and I'm going to have a play first to see where I'm going to have those stripes, and then I'll glue it, and you'll see how I do that in a minute. Previously, I'd actually adhered 3 stripes along the basic black cardstock and then punched the beetle shaped body, but I found that the stripes became very messy and didn't cut as sharp and neat. So this time I'm going to use scissors to trim off the edges of the beetle or the bee. I'm punching out the wings next, and then I'm going to give it some wink of Stella later. But first I'm going to curl the wings by using my bone folder. As I was applying the wink of Stella, I accidentally swooshed a whole lot of wink of Stella on 1/2 of the wing, so I'm just taking off from that wing and putting it onto the other wings, but I couldn't really salvage that one that had way too much wink of Stella. It had softened the fibres of the cardstock, and it also had a wet look because it was saturated with the wink of Stella. Next up, I'm going to create the stinger part of the bee by punching a pointy part of that wing and adding it to the bottom of the bee. So with these tips, I hope that I'm able to help you to create a fun bumblebee without too much fuss. Originally I used vellum to create the wings, but I didn't like the idea of seeing the adhesive through the vellum, so I decided to change it up a bit. Which do you prefer? We are now up to the bonus punch art object. I'm doing the whale. I'm using colours that I think would work well, some greys and some blues as well as whites. Sponge dauber, I am sponging to create a bit more texture and dimension to the whales. I'm using the multi-purpose liquid glue to adhere the parts together. I used basic white, balmy blue, grey granite, Sahara sand cardstock to build the whale. For the whale builder punch, there is a dot you could punch out to create the eye, but I've chosen bling because it's a great excuse to use some bling in your card. And there's various different types of options you can choose for the eye that you think will match perfectly. You can also colour a silver, clear or pearl type gemstone by using a Sharpie if you want a black eye. Speaking of Stampin' Up products, here is a quick look at the list of some of the products that I use for this video. If you're an Australian resident and you're looking for a Stampin' Up demonstrator, I would love for you to choose me. Thanks so much for your business. If you are new to Stampin' Up, you may not know that we are in the middle of a promotion called Celebration, and in that time you can actually shop, join and host for some great benefits. Please excuse me for being off camera here. I'm using dimensionals to adhere at the back of the whale and the bee and adding that to the tag that I've already die cut. I invite you to become a V's Cards VIP by email me with your expressions of interest to find out more news about Stampin' Up and V's Cards. Now that I've built my punch art and added it to my tags, I'm going to make the background for the cards. I'm only going to show you one of the backgrounds that I create today because it's a little more complex than the other one. For the Bumblebee card, I was just going to do a designer series paper green as a background, but I wasn't really happy with that and I thought I would explore some colour and stamp and ink instead. The artistically inked stamped set is a really fun one to play around with some fabulous textures, and I use the long stamp for the background for the whale. So that's the one I use for the whale, but I'm going to use it here along with other stamps and ink colours. I'm having a play with the background and deciding whether I want those daisies involved in the card or not, and I changed my mind and end up using heat embossing to stamp some sentiments, and I've also die cut to you as well for a bit of fun. I'm giving my tag a bit of a pop by using dimensionals at the back of that tag. I'm saving my basic black cardstock by die cutting a tag in the middle of it because the middle part won't be visible. It's only the edges that I need to create a nice frame for my card front. Last Wednesday, I resumed my V's Cards classes and we made these 3 projects, including that tag project with the whale. You can join us twice a month. If you're in Melbourne, just email me your expressions of interest and I'll have my email address in the description below. If you like this video, please click on the like button and also subscribe if you're not yet a subscriber. Make sure you click on the bell icon and choose all so that you can receive all the notifications for my new upcoming videos. Thanks so much. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again in my next upcoming video in 3 weeks' time. Until then, take care and happy crafting.